Hey, good morning class, or good afternoon. Today we're going to be learning about the geographic factors in trade and economics. So this is a time for us to think about what exactly is trade in the social context and the global context. So this would be a time for you to maybe write down a few answers or share with your tables mates. Okay, so understanding international trade basics. So what is trade? Exports and imports is what makes up trade. Exports are products we sell to other countries, and imports are products we buy from other countries. An example is that the United States sells corn to Japan, which is an export, and we, in turn, buy cars from Japan, which would be an import. We're importing the cars from Japan. The United States is the world's biggest buyer of goods from other countries, so we're the world's biggest importers. We import the most out of every country. And trade happens because different countries are better at making different things than maybe the U.S. or other countries. How geography affects trade. This is the big one. Location. Countries near the oceans can trade easily to ship. So, like, if you're by a coast, you'll have more. It'll be easier for you to ship in items or ship out items, making it easier in general because you don't have to drive them somewhere or fly them somewhere to get shipped out. Countries near each other will trade more often. An example is that the U.S. trades the most with Canada because we are right next to each other. Physical features impact trade. Mountains can make transportation more difficult. So if there's a mountains between two regions, it might make it more difficult for trade to happen between regions on opposite sides versus it being a flat plain. Rivers can help move goods easily. An example of that is the Mississippi River. People can move goods down different rivers and canals. Just like the ocean, it helps trade better because it's being able to be carried on boats. And deserts can also be barriers of trade. Deserts, dry land, mountains, they can all make trade more difficult. Natural resources. Countries trade for natural resources that they don't necessarily have. A big example of that is oil. America gets a lot of their oil production from the Middle East, from Africa. Not saying we don't necessarily have oil, but they produce it more, and they may or may not have more of it. So we just get it from them instead of drilling our own oil most of the time. Sometimes we have our own oil refineries in the U.S. And like I said, countries without oil buy from other countries that do have it. Money and trade. Exchange rates. Different countries use different money. Exchange rate tells us how much one country's money is worth compared to another. Trade deficit is when a country buys more than it sells. So the U.S. has a large trade deficit because we buy a lot more and everything's imported from China, from Canada, etc., than we sell to other countries and give out to other countries. The United States has a trade deficit because we import more than we export. Strong dollar. This makes buying things from other countries cheaper, but makes selling our products to other countries harder. Because since our currency might be above other currencies of other countries, whenever we try to sell stuff, it's more expensive to them. But when we buy stuff, it's cheaper to us, if that makes sense. Benefits and challenges of trade. Benefits is that we get products we can't make ourselves, more choice for consumers. It can be cheaper than making everything ourselves. Some challenges are some workers might lose jobs from factories and move. Countries depend on each other, and transportation costs can be high. Let me move myself over here. Transportation corridors are highways, railways, shipping routes that help move goods. The Panama Canal is an important water route for trade. And some review questions is, why do countries trade with each other? What makes trade easier or harder between countries, and how do natural resources affect trade? What is the difference between imports and exports, and how do physical features like mountains and rivers affect trade? We will do these questions. You will write them down on a piece of paper, and you will turn them in, or you will submit it virtually with at least 2 sentences. And this is the quiz. The quiz link and game code should be placed. I will share this slideshow with you all. So please try your best on the quiz. Other than that, thank you and have a great day.